Awesome. So, Rubina, tell me, how are you feeling ever since you have walked out of the show as a winner of Bigg Boss this year?
Um, I have a mixed kind of a feeling, because I was in, you know, a complete protected, uh, non-connective environment. So coming out of such an environment and getting, information overload, it's quite overwhelming. Then
Yeah.
inside the Big Boss house, I did not have an idea what's happening outside the house.
Mm.
Seeing to the response, again, it just sometimes makes me feel numb. Sometimes it just makes me feel extremely elated. So I'm kind of finding myself between the extremes of, connectivity and disconnection, and overwhelming feeling to a numb feeling. So I'm trying to find myself where exactly I'm positioned. And
Yeah.
since the time I am out, I've just been able to connect to media interactions and everything. So having that time to myself with silence, I've not been able to find that time. So
Yeah, I'm sure. And I think, like you really nicely put it, like from a very disconnected world, but in a way connected very well to your audiences through the show. And now it must be feeling really weird because, like you said, you were in a protected environment and you were just doing, what, of course, what the show required. But it must be a very weird feeling after being in the house for so long and then just coming out and doing all these media interactions all of a sudden.
yes, it is. It's
I'm sure.
I
I'm
mean,
sure.
I can't express it, but the feeling is quite weird.
I'm sure. Now, Rubina, look, congratulations on such a huge win of this
Thanks.
very difficult reality show. It's not easy. I mean, we can sit in front of the TV, we can talk about you on a daily basis, we can judge you because that's what we are doing essentially. But for you guys to actually be in that show for a long time, it's really not easy. And I say that every year with all the contestants. So I think hats off to all of you guys. But did you somewhere, through the possible, I don't know, potentially towards the end of the show, did you kind of expect that, okay, you know what, I might just win the show?
I'll be honest. I had the desire of reaching to the finale,
Mm-hmm.
and I always had this state of mind that winning a trophy is a destiny's game, because you do not know what people like and what people don't like about you. And with that apprehension, I never judged myself or ever over expected out of myself. All I knew that I'm going to live my journey with honesty and earnest desire of uh, connecting to my audience, um, on a very personal and intimate level.
Mm.
So, winning is definitely a byproduct of it, but never expected though.
Mm-hmm. And when you look back, if you have had the chance to, when you kind of sit down and you think back, what are those special moments that make you smile when you look back, like those moments in the show that you had?
The recent one when we were shown our journey.
Yeah.
So that journey includes everything. It just includes every bit of our struggle, our cherishing moments, our challenges that we faced, our victories, our failures. It's a beautiful amalgamation of every emotion that we
Mm.
have lived through in those 4.5 months of our entire stay in the house. And that is like the most inexplicably beautiful moment that I've lived
Mm.
there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think even when we watch those videos, I think we feel quite emotional as well, because we feel in a way so connected to you guys. And then when we watch that journey, the summary of your time in the show, it's weird. Like we do feel emotional. Like we feel like we have gone through those moments with you, which in a way is really nice. But Rubina, you openly spoke about your relationship with Abhinav, and you expressed the turmoil that your relationship was going through. What kind of emotions were you feeling at that moment in time when you spoke about it on this reality show? Because it's quite a big deal. You spoke about it on national television. I mean, what were you going through at that time?
Okay, so the intention of being on this reality show with my partner was very clear, and that we had shared in the very initial stage of our interaction with the media.
Mm-hmm.
Then opening up on the show itself was like we wanted to be fair with our sentiments when it comes to uh, our intention of doing the show together.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
there was a lot of apprehension, there was a lot of if and but our sincere uh, emotion of letting people know why we eventually decided to be on a show like that, bringing about our fragile at that moment relationship, opening it up on a national TV was a conscious decision, because that was the intention of coming to the show at the very first place.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there wasn't an iota of regret, or maybe looking back and thinking I should have done it, or maybe I could have done it in some other better way or anything. But that was the intention, and I had to be honest with that, with my
Mm-hmm.
people, and with the idea of coming on the show.
Mm-hmm. And do you feel like now that it's helped both of you?
Absolutely, it has. I would say the risk that we took of bringing our fragile relationship at that point in time and
Mm-hmm.
working on
Mm-hmm.
it, it was like opening up your wound.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in return, what happened when we exposed our wound, I think Mother Nature just took care of it. That's all
Yeah.
I can sum it up.
Yeah. And it's nice because sometimes when you have problems or issues, whatever it is in life, and I think sometimes when you open up and when you speak about it, you feel a lot more better. So I think maybe in that sense, that's what happened, and that's what you guys may have needed to do, which I think was a really, really brave step for you guys to take. So well done, and it's really nice to see you guys happy, and of course being the
Thank
winner
you.
of the show as well. And now, Rubina, I think at some point of the show, you kind of stopped fearing judgment. You were very calm and just really collective. You connected with everyone. I mean, it's like I said, it's a tough show. How did you manage to stay so poised throughout the show?
um I think because I knew my truth,
Mm,
and um, after a point in time, I did not fear failures. I did
mm,
not fear criticism, judgment. I embraced myself with my flaws. That made me even more grounded in my own reality. And
mm,
that just
mm.
helped me sail through every problem, challenges, so called accusation, baseless allegations that those were thrown on me. I just took it with a smile, and I just moved on.
You did. You really did do that. Did you feel like during the weekend Gawar episodes, do you feel like you were constantly being pinpointed? Like Rubina ne ye kiya, Rubina ne wo kiya, usne ye bola, usne wo bola. Like, were you not like fed up?
It is the hundredth and it's the 110th time in my these interviews I am expressing myself, but I really really appreciate that how people uh, really got connected to me through my thick and thins, and this hence this question comes repetitively.
Yeah, yeah.
uh, yeah, I would say um, I used to feel um, a little hurt, but I never questioned it,
Mm,
because the hurt came from the fact that am I not doing good? Am I
mm,
not bringing value to the show? Is that the question that I am being asked every time on the weekend? So those questions were for my own self. I never raised a finger or a question, so to say, on the on the format, or maybe on Salman sir's feedback.
mm,
In fact,
mm,
I took it as a learning lesson for myself, that since I do not know how the show works, because as I said earlier also, I did not follow the show. I wasn't acquainted with the format of the show.
Mm,
So I took it as a learning. I took it as, I would be a good student and I would take everything and anything that comes up, and I'm going to mold my way through the whole journey, and this is going to work for me. So there were moments where I felt low, but
mm,
I determined to myself that in the journey of Bigg Boss,
mm,
Salman sir's feedback is what is going to improve me even further. So
mm.
as you say that, the more rubbing and brushing the coal, the pressure the coal bears on it, the more polished the stone becomes, and hence
Yeah,
the
yeah.
diamond emerges. So I think my learning lesson has been through those harsh weekends that I've found myself through the victory, and I take it in that stride.
That is amazing, Rubina. Still, honestly, like you are so calm and just so collective. It's honestly, it's unbelievable, like how you are. But it's really nice, and I think that's one quality to be a Big Boss contestant. I feel like you need that quality because, like you said, you never questioned it. You never questioned the format. And otherwise, I think with some contestants, when they get questioned every weekend, they have allegations on them, there's that sense of frustration. But I just feel like we barely saw that with you, like barely saw that with you. So I think definitely a clear winner we had here. But now that you're out of the house, Rubina, in terms of projects, work, how are the offers pouring in, and what kind of stuff do you want to do now?
Um, there is a lot that is flooding in,
Mm-hmm.
but I have not been able to look into that side of it because I am extremely busy having these media interactions, because I find that this is my way of thanking each one of you who has been a great part of my journey. So I'm dedicating my personal time and energy doing this, hence I have not been able to look to the other aspect of my future representations through my
Mm-hmm.
projects. So I think a couple of weeks more, I will have clarity on what I want to pick from my basket that I have.
Lovely, lovely. And Rubina, before I let you go, I think it would be really nice if you could give a message to all your fans all over the world, because they have really, really supported you, even like the fan clubs on social media. Like honestly, if that day when you must have replied back to one of my Twitter where I congratulated you, I had to switch off my notifications because my Twitter went crazy thanks to you and your fans. But I'm sure you must be really feeling the love.
Uh, More than the trophy,
Mm,
it is the love that I'm receiving is more monumental for me.
mm, mm,
And I was going through all the tweets and trends, the historic winner Rubina. I would
mm,
want to
mm.
reiterate and say that my fans have created a history, and it is their historic love that has made my winning even more historical. So, a heartfelt gratitude to each and every one across the globe who has poured in their energy, their love, their support for making this a monumental victory. So, um, my trophy is dedicated to them, as I've said it earlier also. This is like the least that I can say and do, but the feeling, the overwhelming gratitude, my heart overflows with love looking at mm, how people just uh, make you feel that all your challenges, all your struggles were worth the
Mm.
tears, worth the pain. Because
Yeah,
if
yeah.
that's the reward, it's worth it.
Oh, that is so lovely, Rubina. Thank you so much for
Thank
taking the
you.
time
Thank you.
out to talk to us. And congratulations once again. Like you said, a
Thank you.
historic win. And we really look forward to seeing all your projects. We look forward to seeing you on the big screen, on the small screen, wherever it is. We wish you all the best. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Means a lot.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Take care.
Bye.
God
Bye.
bless you.